Hey everyone, and welcome. My name is April, and today I'm going to talk about kombucha. It's sweet and bubbly, full of antioxidants, and presumed to have at least some health benefits like immune support and decreased inflammation. Not enough studies have been done to prove any of these health benefits, but that doesn't make it any less delicious. It's also expensive to buy, but super cheap and not complicated to make at home. If you don't know, kombucha dates back to the Qin Dynasty in China, and it's a fermented sweet tea. It all starts with a SCOBY, and that's an acronym for symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, and it looks like a mushroom. Every batch of kombucha results in a new layer of this rubbery alien, floating usually at the top of the brewing vessel. It's this SCOBY that facilitates the fermenting process. And if you're concerned about the alcohol content, you should know that the standard batch of kombucha contains less than 0.5% of alcohol. So to make this delicious drink, you have to first get a SCOBY and about 2 cups of starter tea. I ordered mine online, but you can also make your own starting with raw bottled kombucha. And you can find the instructions online for that. I'm not going to cover it. I recommend using black or oolong tea for the best results as a beginner. Brew the tea very strong and add some sugar. For 1 gallon of kombucha, I usually use 8 black tea bags and a cup of sugar. Just make sure the tea is room temperature before adding the SCOBY and the starter tea. It's best to use glass for brewing, so I got a pitcher at the thrift store for about $5 because it didn't have a lid. You're going to cover the vessel with a cloth and secure it with a rubber band so it can breathe and release gases as it ferments. And that takes about a week in most cases. I got these bottles from the Dollar Tree and they work great. I know some people would say to get pressure tested bottles, so if that's a concern for you, be sure to spend your extra money on that. I'm going to go the cheap route. I've made at least 20 or so batches with these bottles and I haven't had any problems to date. And a gallon will make about 6 of these bottles with a little starter tea to spare for your next batch. So after a week, you're going to taste your brew and see if you like it. If it's all good, get ready to bottle it up for a second fermentation. Just make sure to thoroughly clean your equipment with soap and hot water and rinse everything really well. The second fermentation is about flavoring the kombucha. I generally use about a third cup of juice per bottle, and that seems to work pretty good. What kind of flavoring you use is totally up to you. I know people can be highly pretentious about flavorings in their kombucha, but you're not going to get that kind of judgment from me. I've used everything from 50-cent cans of juice. I did herbs from the garden, frozen and dried fruit, fresh squeezed juices, ciders, and all of them had good results. So to get started, first you're going to take the SCOBY out and stir your kombucha. That mixes up the yeasts that create the carbonation in the second fermentation. And don't be surprised if it aggressively bubbles all over the sides of the vessel. Then you're going to fill each bottle and cap it up. The yeast is going to be revitalized from the sugars that were added with the juice or the fruit, and they're going to make carbonation. So just let them do their thing at room temperature for about 3 days, and then check to make sure it's bubbly before you refrigerate it. It's generally recommended to consume kombucha within a week. But just like everything in life, there are exceptions. You can read about them online if you're interested. I like the YouTube channel, You Brew Kombucha. It has a lot of useful information, so check it out. But 1 week is just enough time to make another batch. All you have to do is clean the vessel and start all over again. Tea, sugar, SCOBY, and starter. A SCOBY is good for about 6 batches from what I've read, but as I said before, with each new batch, there's a new SCOBY, so share them with your friends. Anyway, I hope something in this video has inspired you. So please like and subscribe to support this channel. If you like sewing, check out my other channel. The link's down in the show notes. And thanks for joining me. Until next time, bye.